Good morning, Indonesia. My name is Marselinus di UTRANTO, and welcome to Channel 69. Today's date is November 24th, and the time is showing that it's 9 a.m. in the morning. We have a beautiful weather outside, perfect for activities. But unfortunately, there is some bad news going on right now. On today's news, we're going to talk about the Nainggolan's family murder. Right now, Mr. Mario is on the neighboring house near the Nainggolan's family with a witness. To you, Mr. Mario, at the field.
Mr. Ari from your direction from the studio. I'm here nearing the neighboring house of Mr. Nainggolans, and we're here with one of the witness, which is Mr. Mario Parhan. So, what can you tell us about the chronology of the murdering of Mr. Nainggolan?
Well, so yesterday I was having my coffee break, and then I noticed that the Nainggolans family's house fence and doors are all open up.
What time do you see the doors are open up, actually?
I recall that it was around 1 p.m.
Okay, so when you are actually looking at the door are open, did you ask for other people to come with you to join with you to saw what happened on the house itself, or you just go there alone?
Well, I was alone by myself at my house, so when I saw the fences and doors are open up, my instinct said that I need to check them out, and there was only by myself. So I visited the house carefully by myself.
So what you saw? What you saw when you entered the house?
While stepping to the doors, I sensed no presence of people, and after I got into the house, I saw bodies full of blood lied down on the floor. And after that, I recognized that those bodies are the entire Nainggolans family members.
So any other info that you can give us to the viewers?
Well, as far as I know, that's the only information that I can give for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mario Parhan, for your time. Back to you, Mr. Adi.
Thank you, Mr. Mario. Stay tuned after the commercial to find out what killed the Nainggolan family. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Channel 69 with your host Marselinus. And now we're going to continue on finding out what happened to the Nainggolan's family. Now, Mr. Mario is on the set and he's going to interview one of the doctor who's responsible on examining the dead bodies. To you, Mr. Mario.
Thank you, Mr. Adi, for your time at the studio. We're here again in front of the hospital that we used to examine the dead bodies of Mr. Nainggolan's family, and we are lucky enough to have one of the doctors that examined the dead bodies to tell us what's wrong and what happened in the chronology of the murder of Mr. Nainggolan's family. Good evening, doctor.
Good evening.
Do you have all the data that you need to answer all of our questions?
I have all the data here.
Alright, so how many people are actually killed in the murder of Mr. Nainggolan's family, and who are those people?
From autopsy, I found that the victims are identified as Mr. Nainggolan, Mr. Amberita, and their child Sarah and Arya. There are 4 victims
Alright,
in the
so
crime scene.
4 people actually.
Yes.
And one of the witness said that the murder happened around 1 p.m. But from the autopsy, did you find any difference?
I can inform that they all were murdered at 12 p.m.
So 12 p.m. in the morning or in the afternoon? Really early in the afternoon, I guess, I assume. So I think we all need to know about how the murder actually killed the entire family, and with what item, or maybe a gun, or maybe some sharp things, or what do they use?
We found that the cause of their death because they were being stabbed with the crowbar in the time of the murder.
Alright, so thank you so much, doctor, for your time, and that will be all. Back to you again, Adi.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Mario. Up next, we're going to go deeper into the chronology with the West Java Post. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Channel 69 with your host Marselinus. Continuing our story, now we're at the West Java Post Department with Mr. Mario on the set. Take it away, Mario.
Thank you, Mr. Ari, for your time at the studio. We're here again in front of the West Java Post Department, and we're just here waiting for one of the gender, which is Michael, to be arriving here, and we will ask some few questions regarding the murder of Mr. Nanglan's family. So he's already here. Just ask him some few questions. Good evening, Mr. Michael Munte, General of West Java Post Department. I'm here asking some few questions about the murder of Mr. Nanglan's family. So earlier today, we asked one of the civilians as talking about when are the murder happening, and do you have any other added informations that we needed to know about the murder of Mr. Nanglan's family?
So the case started in the afternoon, just say like the forensic said at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. I mean, and then the suspect we have arrest him. As we know, we called HS. We found him this night with the car that has stolen from the family, from the Ninggolan family. So basically the main motive is the revenge, I think like that.
So the main motive of the killer of Mr. Nanglan's family is actually revenge, and he stole one of the car that is belonging to Mr. Nanglan's family, or is someone else's car.
So before these days, maybe the family has called it for Mr. HS, and then Mr. HS want to take revenge. But the police agree that it's impossible that only the Mr. HS that did this. We are searching for another murderer, of course, until now.
So the other murders are still unknown, and we're still working on the case further ahead.
Yes, and for the information, before the tragedy, Mr. HS has stayed at the Ninggolan house for some times, and maybe in that time they he see the right time for do the revenge. So I think like that, and then he steal the money. I think it's 4 million rupiah, and then steal the car, Nissan X-Trail, and he drove it to the Garut, and we have assessed the hub for the Garut Police Department, and we arrest this night.
So he is already being arrested and still being interrogated for other members that helped him for the murdering part of Mr. Nanglan's family, I suppose.
Yes, we police agree that, and of the weapons like a crowbar, we assume is not found. So we are searching
For the clues, of course. So that will be all, Mr. Michael Munte, General of West Java Post Department. Back again with you, Mr. Adi.
Thank you, Mr. Mario. Up next, we're going to interview one of the relatives of the Nenglen's family. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Channel 69 with your host Marselinus. Now we're going to continue our story with Mr. Mario once again. He's on the house of one of the relatives of the Nenglen's family. To you, Mr. Mario.
Thank you, Mr. Ardi, for your time at this video. I'm right now at the house of the siblings of Mr. Nanggolan, which is Mr. Alerick. I want to ask some questions about it. So, good morning, Mr. Alerick. You are the siblings of Mr. Nanggolan, and I want to ask some few questions regarding the killing of Mr. Nanggolan's family. Yeah, are you close to Mr. Nanggolan's family?
Yes, I'm pretty close with Mr. Negros Gabri. Sometimes he comes visit to my house.
Did you know anything about Mr. XS, which is, as we know, the killer of Mr. Nanggolan's whole family?
I don't know so
I don't know so much about HN, but as I know, HN is working on Mr. Mengol's film.
So he's working at Mr. Nangla's family. Anyway, did you think Mr. Nanglas would do something so bad that makes Mr. HS want to have some retaliation or revenge on Mr. Nangla's family?
I don't think so because I think Mr. Mengol is a good person. He pretty open up to other family and to other neighbor, and so I can imagine that the murder action can be.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif, for your time. Back to you, Mr. Adi.
Thank you, Mr. Mario, for your time and effort. With that last news, we conclude our story for today. Let us all pray for the Nangos family and for their relatives as well. We'll be back tomorrow with a new news and a new update on the murder. That's all from me. My name is Marselinus Adiputranto, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
To the sea for a getaway, car top down and we're driving just to feel young. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see?